So, if basketball was played by the rules, Amin Thompson simply wouldn't work. He can't really shoot that well, he's not a 30-point scorer, and yet he's the one breaking teams apart. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but that's until you see what he's really doing out there. All of us know Steph Curry to be the best 3-point shooter the NBA has ever seen. So that's why Amin Thompson opts into picking him up once he passes half court. And with quick hands, he pokes the ball out and goes to slam it for the and one. The ability to steal the ball and the quickness is one thing, but what makes Amin so special is that he's always aware of what's going on the floor. So here when Steph Curry and Jimmy get into a two-man screen action, a lot of players will fall victim to chasing Steph, allowing Jimmy to slip right to the rim, and that's exactly when Draymond would make the pass right down the middle. Amin seamlessly switches on to Jimmy, allowing Brooks to take Steph, which now takes away the Warriors' first look. The second look would be Steph coming off a second screen, but due to the flawless switch, Brooks is able to jam Steph up, allowing Sengun to be ready to jump out. And at this point, remember what I said, Amin is always aware of what's going on. So when Podziemski slips towards the rim to receive a pass, Thompson is already locked in and this one gets demolished. Amin doesn't just play the game, he flips things inside out. The quote-unquote rules say your star should be the leading scorer. They say you need a solid jumper to keep the defense honest on offense. But hey, Thompson, he just ignores all of that noise and still controls the floor like it's his. As we've already touched on slightly, Amin's a defensive menace that's 6'7" with the speed of a guard. He hunts passing lanes, switches on the bigs with no problem, and he races space before ball handlers even see it disappearing. And then on offense, he's basically a blur with tons of physicality. Now I know, some of you are like, what does that even mean? Well look, here's what I'm talking about. When Amin starts pushing up the floor here, we can see that there's 4 Warriors defenders that are in front of him with one being equal to his position. In basketball, the #1 fast break rule is to stop the ball, but with such quickness, Amin is able to fly down the floor with little resistance, and then once meeting Buddy Hield inside, he crashes right into him to complete the bucket. When you look around the league, you'll see a lot of guys need to dominate the ball to be impactful and generate points for their team, but with Thompson, things are just different. He's not dragging out possessions to try and read the defense, as he instead dictates the move he wants to make and forces the defense to read him. For an example, when Amin gets the rebound off this Giannis miss, he immediately starts pushing the ball down the floor. Without letting the defense get set, he's already in attack mode. So once he serves this misdirection gather step at AJ Green, it's all about if Green reads this move correctly, and when you don't, well you see what happened. For the defense, they have to pick him up earlier and give him some friction to fight against, because if you don't and you let him get to a comfortable spot to launch from, you might as well chalk it up. Now like I said, he dictates the pace and makes the defense follow suit. So with an immediate attack to the paint once catching, this not only makes Pods have to commit to him, but due to that being a mismatch, this is where you have Draymond Green keying in to help out. At times this would work to make the ball handler make a rush decision, but with Tari Eason moving right into position behind Green, this dump off is a no-brainer. When you think about it, it's like he has a magnet attached to him when he's playing with such pace, because defenders certainly don't want to give up any easy looks to him, so that's why you'll see times where 3 defenders commit to him, only to be fooled with an overhead pass back to Landale for a two-hander. It's this type of control of the game and decision making while moving at high speeds that makes him so dangerous, even if the stats don't scream superstar. This open floor attacking of Amin's will play right into a slashing in the half court, as the quickness translates into him bursting past defenders in the blink of an eye. It's not that Amin is some guy with crazy handles or anything like that, but once he has you leaning like this here, this sets up the perfect angle for him to shift directions to go back the other way, and honestly, he's just too quick and athletic for you to even stop him. This use of speed can be used in many ways besides just beelining to the rim, as when he uses that misdirection gather to beat defenders, he does it so fast that before they can even react, he's already at the basket laying it off the glass. This move right here is so effective for him as it allows him to move defenders off their spot, giving him access to open looks, and this time he's able to use a floater over the top. Other times he may use it to dive into defenders to muscle them before going up, and when he wants to add in a little sauce to the mix, he can double clutch in midair to finish. At this point, you may start to realize what propels Amin's game forward, and that would be his pure athletic ability. Now I wouldn't go as far as to say Amin is some polished driver or anything just yet, as he tends to lean more on his genetic makeup to outbeat defenders, and before you get mad, I'm not saying this is entirely a bad thing. With Amin using his speed, strength, and agility to his favor, it helps him keep the game simple when navigating to his spots rather than needing a whole lot of different moves to create a look on the floor. When he sees an attack angle he wants to pursue, it's as simple as one move to get there and then using the leaping ability to finish over the defense. When he's attacking downhill with a big already waiting on him, Thompson simply can just bully into him to then explode into a hanging layup around the contest. And trust and believe, if he needs to sell some extra tickets and get the fans on their feet, he'll be sure to deliver a highlight moment.
Behind the back, Thompson, wow! What a finish!
Finishes like that are just tough, and Thompson is no stranger to converting highly difficult buckets when getting to the paint. The reason I say this is because his body control and touch around the rim is pretty solid for someone just 2 years into their NBA career. And although most people will only talk about his driving skills when it comes to finishing inside, his ability to move without the ball to put himself in position to score is something that is key to his success. If you direct your attention to more so on the top of the screen, you're going to see Amin Thompson and Jimmy Butler matched up on him. Now as Van Fleet continues to attack, Jimmy is going to be glued on this, which allows him in to slide back door with ease, so this catch and dunk just becomes light work. I know this may seem like something that isn't extremely important, but when you think about him playing with KD, who can make the defense get tunnel vision, and a big like Sengun who enjoys setting up his teammates, this is when you start to realize how huge it is. While a lot of guys need the ball in their hands, Amin is someone who's just fine without it. And for the times that he wants the ball but someone else has it, well, he has no problem sitting down to take it from you, and as we already know, it's going to be a hard time stopping him once he gets the gears rolling.
To put it up and in and draw the foul!
Amin's defense isn't just the ending to possession, it's the start to him. Because while one team is frustrated with the lack of execution, the other one is now eager to push the pace up the floor, and before you know it, more points are added to the board. This defensive tenacity makes offensive players struggle when it comes to getting past him, and at times, he'll even make them throw a fit after he rips the ball from them. If you ask me, this is the exact type of focus and intensity that coaches love out of their players. Amin is a guy who will take pride in not letting you beat him to the rim, and let's say you are able to get past him, well, Thompson has this freak athletic ability to soar in the air and delete shots completely. Yeah, this here makes him a nightmare, because not only is he someone who can be plugged in to help offensively, as he's also the best defender this team has who takes it at guys every single night. With 2 years under his belt and Kevin Durant joining this Rockets team, Amin should be in for a huge leap this upcoming season. Houston will be looking to compete for a championship, and with a player like this on their squad, it certainly increases their chances. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're first to know when I upload. I thank you all for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.